Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's me, Croy, and I am here today to conclude part two of my decision. Whether I'm going to continue working as a phlebotomist or I'm going to take that leap of faith and try something new and exciting. Um, but before I get into that, and I will tell you guys my decision in this video, I promise that. But before I get into that, I just want to, share some things about phlebotomy. Um, First thing is first, I love phlebotomy. I truly do. I've said it once, I'll say it again. And part of the reason why I love phlebotomy is because it has helped me grow and mature as an individual. It has helped me learn certain characteristics and traits about myself that I wasn't aware of. Now, let me break that down for you. When you work as a phlebotomist, on a daily basis, you're dealing with the public. You're going to be dealing with patients from all different ethnic cultures and backgrounds. You may be dealing with language barriers, patients with attitude problems, patients with a personality disorder, patients who come in with a huge sense of humor, just laughing and making jokes, or patients with no sense of humor. And you start to understand and figure things out about yourself that you probably never knew. And that was the case for me. You know, I started to learn that I have a great attitude. My attitude is always positive. You know, where I was working, I mean, we were doing 80 to 100 patients a day. That's 80 to 100 different personalities. And out of those people, how many of them do you guys think came in there with an attitude problem? Because for one, nobody likes to have their blood drawn, or very few people like to have their blood drawn. So they may come in with an attitude just because of that. Or, they're coming in because the doctor said they have high cholesterol and want to double check it again. And now this patient has to take medication for the rest of their life. Or maybe, the lady who comes in because she thought she was pregnant, but then come, doing a blood test, and she found out that she isn't pregnant, or vice versa. You start to learn things about yourself. When patients call on the phone and they have 1,000 questions, do you immediately get annoyed and aggravated and just want to bang on them? Or do you sit on the phone and talk and listen and try to help them and just be patient with them? For the patients who come in and they may have a hearing disorder, but they didn't inform you that they have a hearing disorder, and you say something to them and they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you," and now you immediately start to get annoyed and aggravated. You start to learn things about yourself. You start to learn your personality. You start to learn, if you work well, with a large team setting, or you work better individually. You really, really start to learn all these different characteristics about yourself. And when you learn these different characteristics about yourself, it helps you in life, especially in the corporate world, because you know the jobs now that are beneficial for you. You know the jobs where you can excel at. If you're the type who works well in a large team setting, then you may go for a job where you're going to be working in a large setting with a lot of different people. But on the other hand, if you work individually, you do better individually. You want to stay away from jobs where there's, 50 to 100 people there. If you're the kind of person who, has a short attitude span, then maybe dealing with the public isn't the right job for you. And phlebotomy will do this. It will help you understand what characteristics you have and which ones are great, which ones are good, which ones you need help with. And that's one of the great things that I loved about phlebotomy. And it took me a long time to understand that. You know, I didn't realize that, you know, I don't really do well in a large team setting. I usually perform better working individually or in a small setting of people. It's not a bad thing, but that's just who I am. So when you guys are at work, every day you're at work, you know, look at it. Look at the areas where you excel at. You know, even if it's one patient a day, really look at how you handling this patient with their questions, with their concerns, with everything. And maybe at the end of the day, you can start checking things off. You know, this patient, was had a big sense of humor, was making a lot of jokes and this, that, and the third. But I wasn't really, laughing too much or, really into the joke. So, maybe I don't have that certain sense of humor. This patient came in, and this patient, had a bipolar um, personality trait, and it was difficult for me to really get through to this person, or I had a hard time talking to this person. I just wanted to draw this individual in and get him out the way. So maybe you have a hard time dealing with someone who has a bipolar disorder, or this patient came in and there was a language barrier, but I tried my best to communicate with this patient. I tried my best. So, hey, maybe I'm into learning another language. Maybe that's something I like to do. So you start to learn these things and figure these things out, and that's what's great about phlebotomy, for me, anyway. Now, as far as my decision, here it goes. I decided to walk away from phlebotomy. I am no longer working as a phlebotomist. I decided to, use my talents and my skills and my qualifications and become a phlebotomy instructor. That is my goal right now. That's what I'm looking to achieve, because I feel that, I can do very well in, teaching students and helping them achieve their goals when it comes to phlebotomy. From what I've learned working as a phlebotomist, I feel being a phlebotomy instructor will bring out most of the best qualities that I have. And I thank phlebotomy for that, because it helped me understand that I may do very, very well as a phlebotomy instructor. So, there you have it, guys. Um, you know, I'm still here and I will be here. You know, we in this together. You know, I'm always a phlebotomist. No matter what, I'm always a phlebotomist. Even if I'm not working as one, I'm always a phlebotomist. I got y'all back. Any questions, thoughts, concerns, comments, you know, hit me up and I got you. All right. So stay dedicated. Believe in your dreams, believe in your goals, stay dedicated, stay committed, stay determined, you know, and learn. Learn while you're working, learn, figure things out. And I promise you, you will be the best at what you do. See y'all later.